Good morning and happy Monday. Did you miss us? You know, I actually really miss you guys over the weekend. It feels so surreal and weird. I feel like we're in our nice little bubble through the week, doing our regular thing every day. And then it gets to Sunday morning, I'm like, what we doing today? What we doing? So I actually had a lovely day. I don't know about you guys yesterday. I had a lovely day, crafting all day. So I decided I was going to teach my 6-year-old how to use a sewing machine. So we did some sewing. I don't know if you remember last Tuesday, we did the, last Tuesday I made that lovely sequin cushion for Joe. I got home that night and Oliver said to me, Joe's cushion with a big J on the front, Mummy, I want a one with an O on the front. So I said, right, I'll bring some sequin fabric home, we'll give that a go. So of course, because he had a go, the little one had to have a go, so we did a little bit of, I did a little bit of you sit on Mummy's knee and pretend to use the sewing machine. He thinks he's had a go. I crocheted a load more rainbows. Poor Joe, you're not getting any of your wool back, Joe. I'm just going for it. I've done about 10 now.
Just the hook will do.
So I had a lovely day, literally, talk about a busman's holiday, but doing different crafts. It's been wonderful, but I am ready and raring to get back into it. Monday morning, we always come in with this revived whoosh of energy, and today's Masterclass is one that you guys asked for. So a few weeks ago on Create and Craft, I had these fabulous shaped card dies, and actually they were on HSN just a few weeks before that, and loads of you said, could we do a masterclass on how to use these shaped card dies? So I'm going to be doing some. I'm going to show you first of all how to do the little guy with the shirt, and I thought, you know what, wouldn't it be awesome if we could do... oh, I've lost it. I've just dropped it down here. I'm going to pick it up. This is the one that I'm going to show you how to do. We're coming back. A little doctor's jacket. How cute's the little doctor's jacket? So this is going to be my first demonstration. I'm going to do the little doctor's jacket. But then, because it's a masterclass, I'm going to work my way through all of them. So for example, when we get to the cupcake, I'm going to show you how to do the cupcake so it opens this way and stands up, as well as how to do it and stand up as a tenfold. I'm going to show you both ways. When we talk about the teapot, because I know loads of you are holding virtual tea parties. I went to my very first virtual birthday party yesterday. One of our little Charlie's friends turned 3. We got our invitation in the post. We went to a whole virtual party. It was amazing. So if you're looking to do invitations for little tea parties, whether they're virtual, whether you're getting ahead for doing one up front, I'm going to show you how to do that. Then, oh, I love the dress. I'm going to do all of these. I'm going to show you all of these, how to do all of the different techniques, and then talk, because it's a masterclass, we're going to go into a lot more detail than what I had chance to do on either Create and Craft or HSN. So those of you, let me know in the comments if you've got these and if you've got any questions about them, or even better, if you've made something with them, send us your pictures and we'll show them on the screen. Now, I'm going to be doing the crafting. I'm not going to be the one keeping up to date on the chit chat, because I've got our lovely Joe for that.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Yes, so pleased to be back with you. The start of a brand new week. Another very, very busy week coming up for you here on Crafters TV. There is absolutely loads of great deals, loads of great shows coming your way. I'll be here to do all of the chatter with you this morning, take you through everything that's happening and how you can order and everything that you need. I'm just monitoring at the moment the Facebook over on our Crafters TV Facebook page, so do pop over there. If you want to comment along, you've got questions, then you can get them into the comments over there. Now, if you've got anything you want to send to us, you can do so by going to studio or sending an email to studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and we'll try and show some photos of some of the things that you guys have been making. I'd love to know what you're up to. I'd love to know what you did with your weekend, so let me know in the comments there what you've been up to. Now, if you want to comment along, of course, Facebook is the best place to be. If you want to watch and shop at the same time, then it's very easy to do so, but you need to go over to our website, crafterscompanion.wherever you are, so .co.uk if you're here in the UK, .com in the US, or .eu if you are anywhere else in Europe. Now, should we dive right in? Should we dive right in and have a look? Let's go straight in to the different bundles that we have for you. So there's a few different ways of you getting hold of these. So maybe you went for 1 or 2 of these previously and you're going to come back and go for a couple more, or maybe you're new to this concept today, you're going to dive in and get the whole lot. I've got a very special deal on buying everything together. Let me show you firstly what you're getting with Best Dressed. So you can see just here, you've got this wonderful die collection for you. Now the great thing is about this, you've got all the dies. I'll stick that bit back on there. I think he's lost. I'm just going to take his lapel off for a moment. There we are. He needs a new lapel, Sarah.
I'll fix him, don't worry.
Okay, fabulous. So you've got that. Now you've got everything else that you need. So you've got the collar, the dicky bow, you've got the pockets in here as well. So you've got everything you need to construct an outfit. Now he could be a horse, he could be a racehorse jockey or a doctor, or a whole host of different things. The other great thing about it is as well that they come with these collections with the corresponding stamp sets as well. So you can see here you've got the Best Dressed stamp set. On here you've got things like Father's Day, Retirement, Dad in a Million, Aloha. You've got all of your different sentiment and embellishing stamps that go with the dies themselves. So that's the first option that you've got for you. That one there is Best Dressed. Now we do also have Sweet Treats. I've only got boards for a couple, so I'll take you through some of the samples that I've got here as well. Now Sweet Treats is going to allow you to make beautiful cards such as this. You've got that cupcake shape there, and then everything else that you need to embellish. You've got love hearts and cherries and flags and candles and a whole host of wonderful things in there. The next one we've got for you is Bottoms Up. And this one is the one that's going to allow you to make all of those bottles. So whether they are beer bottles, wine bottles, champagne, darling, bottles as well. Great for celebration, really wonderful for things like 18s and 21st. Very, very versatile. You've also then got time for tea. Look, let's face it, when is it not time for tea? Let me show you. You should see how much tea we drink here at Crafters Companion HQ. The bags are massive over at the office. But this is really, really pretty. Again, you've got the die that cuts the teapot. You've also got your spoon and your cup and your sugar lumps and a whole host of wonderful things in there too. Now, we've also got for you Be Fabulous. I've got a board for this one, so I'll just share that with you. So this is what you're going to get. Now, this is, of course, only one element, because as well as getting the Be Fabulous dies, you are going to then get as well the Be Fabulous stamps too, which are going to allow you to do things such as this. So you can see you've got all your sentiments in them, got some flourishes, you've also got your floral elements in there as well. So make sure you grab that one. And then, if you want to, you can, of course, get the whole collection. So, great saving on the individuals. You're saving £10 or $12 when you go for any of the individuals. However, the best way to get the best value is to get them all together, because when you get them all together, the saving gets bigger. £90 or $130. Rather than saving 30%, you're actually saving 40%. So it really is up to you. If you've not got any of these already, maybe you're going to come in and get the best saving. Maybe you're just topping up. Maybe you're cherry picking. It is completely up to you. Now, there's loads of other little bits that go with these as well. So as we go through the show, I will take you through those. What I would say to you as well, that there is a craft vault coming up at the end of this 2-hour show. And it's the one that you all wait for. It's you buy one, get 2 free in the craft vault. So make sure you get over to the website now, shop ahead. All of the craft vault deals are live right now, and they're tagged with that little craft vault logo, so you'll be able to find them really easily. But there's a whole host of different things in there as well. There's stamps, there's dies, there's embossing folders, there's double-sided dies. You want to make sure you stay tuned for that one. Right, I'm going to hand you back to Sara. Whilst I do that, I'm going to dive into these comments and see what you guys are up to.
Yes, now I did promise that I was going to do this one first, because I just think it's very apt, very of the moment. How many of you have got friends or relatives or neighbours who are frontline healthcare workers and want to make little thank you cards for them? I thought this would be awesome, okay? Now, just before I start it though, I want to show you, I've got tons of samples. So these are all the different ways you could do just that one first card, okay? Now, we'll walk you through the different ways the dies work. So use a lot of your pattern papers for these. I'm basically going to show you how to do the collar. In fact, I would love to know in the comments any of you that have got these and have tried to do these, okay? So can you see, this is just how I'm going to show you how to do the lapels, how to do the shirt side. Looks fabulous, by the way, if you are having a party and want to do party invitations, because what you could do is put the invitation on the inside of here. Very New Year invite, this one, isn't it? Or I've seen a lot of retirement cards made with these. How cute's this? A lot of retirement, thinking of you. That's a retirement one there. This is the one that I made on Create and Craft a couple of weeks ago. Made it live, had a phenomenal response to it. I don't know if you were watching that show, if you enjoyed it, but it's nice to kind of have a little bit more time, go into more detail. A dad in a million. Do you know this could be a thank you card for maybe he's a boss, or maybe you are missing your friends at work and you want to send people from work, or someone's got a new job. And do you know what I would say is the most difficult cards to make are always the blokes. And whilst you could absolutely make this lovely shirt card for a ladies card as well, I would say it would work brilliantly well for a men's card. Doesn't have to be a shirt, by the way. Could just be a polo shirt. You could just do the basic polo shirt, or use this with your embossing folders. How awesome does that look as like a nice smoker's jacket there? And are you noticing all these cards are different lengths? Because you can make this as deep as you want. It doesn't have to be one set size. Look how this one's a little bit shorter than that one. You can do it any size you want. What is it? Big T, that one, is it? Not Big T. Mr. T, that's it. Look at this. Oh, wedding cards. Do the boy and do the girl in the wedding dress. How awesome would it be to make separate cards for the bride and groom? That would be just God. I don't know why this has made me think of a wedding card. I think that's really super cute. And let me just say, Father's Day is not a million miles away. So if you're getting organised I reckon my kids could try. I'm going to try this one with the kids. I said that last time and I haven't got round to doing it yet. We've been too busy sewing. But yes, I reckon the kids, and bear in mind my kids are what, 6 and 3. I wonder if they're watching this morning. Big kiss if they are. You know, you think they would get enough of me at home. Oh, they sit and watch all my shows at home, bless them. Should be homeschooling it today though. So let's see how that's going, okay? Right, so let me show you how we get started. This is the die set. So if I open this up and show you everything that you get inside here, you can see these are the lapels for the 2 different sides. You've also got the tie. This is the collar that you're going to work from. And then, I've dropped a couple out. Oh yes, this is the one. This is the one where Sarah opened it and had a couple of pieces missing and had to get a couple of more bits. Oh, we're stuck here. We're stuck here. Joe, this is when you're supposed to save us and jump in.
Well, Cindy Sue is excited. She says, are you ready? She says, shut the front door, wiggle the blinds, put your heels on and crank up the music. It's another fun week with Sara Joe, plus Craig, Leanne, and Johnny, and Laura. Okay, I may have had a few extra cups of caffeine already. Sounds like you're having a lovely morning as well. Also, Hannah is asking, Sara, any tips on the envelopes with these cards? She struggles on the envelopes a bit.
Well, then I think after we've done a card, I think we should absolutely have I got an envelope maker. I don't, but Joe, if you have an envelope maker over there, then I can make an envelope for this if you can find your envelope maker. Right. Do you want me to show you how this base works then? Joe's on it, he's off there looking in all the cupboards. Right, so you also get this die, which is going to do the side panel. That's the one that I had stuck in the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this onto the side and I'm just going to stick it down here. Now, can you see? This is the score line, this is your cut line. So if you wanted it to be longer, all you would do is not cut past the cut line. So only cut and then stop and then do your own bit of cutting, if that makes sense. So I'm going to stick this down with a little bit of tape. I'm going to pop my, Joe's come straight in there with the envelope maker. We will, after we finish the card, I'll do you a matching envelope maker as well, okay? So, base cutting plate, clear cutting plate, magnetic shim, and your top plate, okay? So you're going to cut all the way through, but because I've only got that die at the top edge, if we want, I could cut part way. Once I fit there, once I've heard it cut, I mean, to be honest, I might as well just wait the extra 2 or 3 seconds for it to come through, but I could pause and reverse it if I wanted. So there's one side, and it's going to cut by, Craigie, you're sticky today, tape, right? So there's our tape off. Come on, lift off, there we go. So there's the first side off, and then what you do, ready for this bit, you flip this over. So then we cut at the other side. So can you see exactly the same? That's how you do, instead of having to have one for the left and one for the right, you've just got one, and then you're going to flip it over, and it's still going to cut perfect. So I'm going to do exactly the same and send it over.
So
now,
do you always start with the same size piece of cardstock, or do you change it up depending on what you want?
no, so I think it's when you were out getting the envelope maker, I was explaining that. You've got, basically, you cut your card as long as you want the cardstock to be, and if you don't want, this has got a bottom cutting edge on, just put your die in, we're stuck in there, just put your die in this way, and stop it part way through here. So if you stop it there, your card could be as long as you want.
Ah,
right?
Makes sense.
So can you see this? I'm just going to neaten it off there where I haven't got my die quite perfectly lined up, and you can see how that makes the base. And what you should be always doing is folding and using your little scoring tool to fold and burnish the crease lines both ways. All right, so it can go both ways. So don't worry about the fact that your score line's only on one side, because your score line could go onto both sides. So that's given us the base part of the card. Then what you do, Joe, and you say, so we're going to stick the top bits on. We need to create each of the 2 side panels. So I've got a bit of card, and I'm using the let's have a look. I'm using the slightly textured card, the watercolour. I've cut it to the same depth, right? So what you do is you take that, we're going to take our die and pop it on the side again. So this is going to stick on top of that when we get there. So that goes onto the side. Then I'm going to get my lapel. Now with the lapel, you do have a left and a right, okay? So can you see your lapel then fits across like this? So you can see where that's the bit that you want to understand as it was.
I could do with a couple extra of those. My Mr. over here is he's had a bit of a lapel incident. I think he must have had lipstick on his collar when he got home. And
Ba-dum-bum. How long have you been thinking about that one? How long have you been waiting?
It just came to me right then. Yeah, I know, you know.
Right, so going to pop this on. Pop this through again and you'll see how the side works. And basically every one of the cards is this principle. Now, if you wanted to do just a t-shirt, you don't need to create the collar one. You're just going to do a t-shirt like this. And we've got some samples made with just the t-shirty one on. Let's have a look. If I take that off, take this. So can you see it's cut the corner, Joe, right? And if I just, there I am right again. Right, you got it? It's because I'm waiting for one of you to answer us eventually, you know, through the TV. Then that lapel folds backwards, can you see? So what's going to happen is that is going to stick onto there and our lapel is going to fall backwards. And what I'm going to do is just to make it look a little bit more like an actual doctor's, like a doctor's jacket, I'm going to add a little bit of ink around the outsides, Joe. So I'll ink,
fabulous.
You can chat.
Loads of you saying hello this morning. Kathy is saying hi. Melanie's in Georgia. Debs is saying hi from Maryland. Tammy in Illinois is here. I can see Lynn. I know that Lynn's in Essex. Kathy in upstate New York. Tammy is in California, San Diego, where it is, let's face it, the middle of the night. It's like, what, 20 minutes past 3 o'clock in the morning right there. I can see the lovely Debbie Fisher is watching. Hi, Debbie Fisher. I hope you're keeping well. A few of you already shared the stream. Don't forget, if you've got crafty friends that you think might love our shows that we bring you here at Crafters TV, you can, by all means, feel free to share this feed with them because it's always nice to have as many of you crafty friends along for the ride as possible. Also, Danielle is up at 3 a.m. too. Danielle Masuda saying hi, everyone. Keep letting me know, which one's your favourite? That's what I'd like to know. Out of the 5 that we've got, so you've got the suit, the cake, the beer, the dress and the tea. I think I do like a beer, but I do like the suit one especially. You can make some very, very elegant looking cards with that. Lots of you still are commenting along. Bernie saying that the bottles are great for bookmarks, which is an interesting way to use them.
Oh, that's a nice idea. Are you ready for me to move on to the next bit, by the way?
Yeah.
What I did, the only bit that you've seen me do, I've done the left-hand side, and then I'm going to do the right-hand side. So you do the right-hand side, by the way, in exactly the same way. You're going to cut the left-hand side, and then you can either, can you see they're actually the same thing? You could either do the same again, cut the same thing twice, and just flip it over, or you've got that option if you wanted to cut both lapels at once, you've got the other side lapel on there as well, okay? So there is my other side lapel, so that we've got the two matching each other, and then I've done it, you can either do it so that they meet in the middle, depending on how big you cut your cardstock, or so that they cross in the middle and put a couple of buttons on. So whatever you prefer to do. So I'll pop that to one side, and now we're going to do the little shirt to go on the inside, and that's where you're going to use this jacket, this die here. So I know it looks really complicated, however, all will become clear in just a second. This goes on the top. And what I've done is I've cut the piece to exactly the same size. You don't have to if you want to do yours slightly different, make it bigger or whatever. And I'm going to hold this in place. I'm going to just de-tack my tape a little bit because this is all going to stay. This is going to cut away at the top, but I want to make sure that tape comes off easy.
Liz is watching sunbathing in the garden in Worcestershire. Now, there's no way you'd be sunbathing up here in the northeast today. I know I do say this quite a lot. Liz also says as well that her brother's a doctor and she's gone for this one that you're using. She's going to make him his birthday card using this die collection. What a great idea that is.
Brilliant. Absolutely love it, Liz. Right. Can you see how this has come here then? Now, what we're going to do, so just trim that to the right size. These are the top parts of his collar. So this folds down both sides, and you can see that forms that lovely colour. So if we want, you can either stick it down or you can leave them up. What I think I'll do is, I do have some, I don't know where, here it is, my 3D glue gel. When we put this in the card, I will put it together with the 3D glue gel. So let's have a little look. Start and put this all together. Get my base card first. Pop this on the inside. Oh, it's just a little bit too... Oh, that's right, because I'd cut mine. Here's the one that I'd cut ready, just in case. There it is. Make sure I use the right one, because I've just cut everything perfectly to size before we've started. So give this a nice fold. So I'm going to pop this in, and then also remember you've got all of those stamps. So if you wanted to personalise it with any of the stamps, this essentially would become the inside of your card. Or you could do something really clever. What you could do is you could have it so that his shirt lifted up. So you could stick it there and you could put the details underneath, Joe, with the sentiment underneath there.
Oh.
So whatever you prefer, really.
Maybe a little secret message.
Oh.
Under the shirt there. Lots of you saying how much you love these. Bottle and the cupcake is Hannah's favourite. Ray loves the cupcakes as well. The dress and the jacket are Rosalind's favourite. Lots of you sent in loads of pictures already. We're going to get to some of those as we go through this show. Teresa's saying that the teapot is lovely and universal for everyone. Anna saying my favourite is best dress. I have the complete set, but I've only used the best dress to make a St Patrick's Day card this year. And she sent a photo as well. So we'll have a look right now.
Fantastic.
Oh, look at
let's have
this.
a look.
Wow.
Oh, amazing. Oh, she sent us a few photos. Well, look at that waistcoat and the dicky bow tie. I love it. Who was this again, did you say had made this?
This was Anna.
Anna, that is fabulous. Oh, I absolutely love it. Do you know, and you could be doing that with all of your lovely patterned cardstocks. That is just amazing.
A lot of people saying these make great gift card holders as well, these cards. Another great way to use them.
Love it. I love that everyone's sharing their ideas as well. Really do love that. Right, I'm going to put my two side panels on, Joe. So this is just going to go. Can you see? You only put tape on the side here, and then that lines up perfectly over top of here. So there is my right-hand side. Going to open up.
Tell you what, your roots are looking great now, Sarah.
Hey, do they look good? Oh, I tell
Check
you
them
what.
out.
Yeah.
You sorted those right out.
Sorted them right out, didn't I? Yes, I did go a little bit over the top, and at the weekend they were starting to look a bit ginger. Yeah, I was on FaceTime with my sister and she was like, oh my life, what have you done to your hair? Can you undo it? Can you undo it? I said, oh, I'll be fine, I'll wash it. It's because I got another product as well, so I then started trying to double layer two products on top of each other. Turns out that was a little bit overkill. So we're not doing that anymore. We're just sticking with the one.
Definitely sound like that is the way forward. I love the waistcoat. A lot of love for Anna's card as well. Ray saying pretty, and Anna saying thank you. A lot of people saying, well, it's amazing. We've got some European viewers with Annick. She's saying hi from Belgium. She got a bit distracted. She's joined us late. Don't worry, Annick, because anything you miss, you can always, of course, with all of our Crafters TV shows, pop them back to the website and catch up on any of them. Anything you missed last week, maybe you didn't catch best of over the weekend, pop yourself back and you can always get all of the hints and the tips and the inspiration. Again, this is a great chance to use up a lot of those sort of pattern card papers that you've got in your stash, Sarah.
Definitely. I think this is probably one of the most exciting die sets we've got to enable you to do that with. So can you see I've just done the little tie there, and I'm going to do the tie. I'm liking it being very, very 3D. So what I'm doing is I'm doing some little globules of 3D glue gel, and I'm using my pokey tool just to accurately position them in place. And you see, so we just get it absolutely perfect, so that when we take this off, it's just going to sit on there as like a nice little 3D tie. Looks like a very formal, official tie, this, doesn't it? Let's have a look. I'm just going to stick this under here. Yeah, it would just be underneath his collar, wouldn't it? There we go. You see, it's just the perfect size. And then you've got loads of extra little pieces of die. So can you see all these little extras? As well as the tie, by the way, we've got the tie or the dicky bow. So you could make the dicky bow, which, just so that you can see what it looks like, there's the difference if you wanted to do the dicky bow. There's the tie, done in a different colour. But you see all these little accessories, the extras. Let me show you how to do those. So again, you are just, here it is. You could take either the pocket, well, they're basically two different types of pockets. And all these little dies, by the way, fit beautifully well through your Gemini Mini. So all I'm doing is I'm taking these and I'm going to try and do one of each of the two types of pockets. Oh, I could fit a couple on here. I've got loads of space. Just be very careful, by the way, that your dies don't cross each other, though, when they're in the machine, because if you do, that's how you end up damaging it. I'm just going to doubly make sure. Practice what I preach, right? You don't want them dies to cross each other, because that's how your dies will get damaged. It's all right trying to be super efficient, but it's not worth it if you're going to damage the dies. So. Now,
a lot of you, also, I just want to give you a heads up, pop over to Crafters TV Facebook page. There's a Joe Wants to Know, which we'll be doing later in the show this evening in Monday Makers with myself and Leanne. This week's question, so make sure you pop it onto Facebook, not in the comments here, because, you know, otherwise you might not win the prize. Who's your dream dinner party guest, dead or alive? Whose would yours be, do you think, Sarah?
Oh, dream dinner party guest.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it?
That is a really interesting.
Mine is Miriam Margolyes.
Oh, you're going to have to tell me a bit more.
Sorry?
I should know that is, and I really
Miriam
don't.
Margolyes, English actress. I don't know how to say it, really. She's very, very mouthy. She's quite short and stout. She was in the Harry Potter films.
Oh, yes, I know who you mean now.
You know the one I mean, yeah.
Yes, I do know the one you mean now.
She's always on morning TV in the UK being a little bit unsavoury. I think that's why I like her. Did you like how unsavoury was a good term there, isn't it?
Unsavoury. I like how diplomatic you're being there, Joe. Yes, unsavoury. Oh, Craigie, I'm going to have a think about who mine is. Do you know what? My favourite comedian, I always said, was Peter Kay. That you guys in the US won't have a clue who we're talking about.
He's very funny, isn't he?
But he is a really funny, because he's a proper northern comedian, and he talks about all of the stuff that I remember, like my things my grandma used to say. And so I always said, whenever people said to us, who would you love to, you know, invite round for dinner at some point, I always said it would be Peter Kay, but I know that doesn't really mean a lot to the people in the US. Right, here is my base card. All you need to do now is, if I get, I don't think I do have me black, do you know, I've been using my black pen, here it is, and I've brought it ready. All you would need to do to kind of finish it off, and you see, is it just needs some little dashes around the outside, just to finish that off nicely all the way along. Some little stitch lines. I'm not very good at doing them under pressure on here. I'm fine when I'm taking my time and doing them at home. But it just finishes it off really, really nicely. And of course, don't forget, I did just go and I managed to find this just on the internet. Just a nice little, I just thought that really finished it off a little bit, Joe, don't you think?
Looks great.
Yeah, and that's just like a little bonus extra that I found somewhere. So there we go, and I'm just going to position that in place. And it just shows you, hopefully, because what I was hoping is it might just inspire people to think of different ways they can use these dies, how to kind of think outside the box a little bit. Isn't that lovely? I'll bring my one in that I finished here. All it's got extra is I've gone all the way around all of the outside pieces and put some little buttons on there as well. And that is my finished little doctor's card. But once you know how to do those side lapels, you can just put it together however you want. You know, whether you do a little bit of embossing on the panels on the front, whether you want to actually put some fabric, you could make this a denim jacket, cut into a little bit of denim. They are brilliant for that. All of the dies are a little bit thicker than regular. They're not as thick as a multimedia die, but they're a little bit thicker than a regular die to allow it to cut through either multiple pieces of card or for you to be able to cut through different fabrics to stick on the front. So there we go. I'll get ready for the next demo, Joe.
Fabulous. And they all do look so different. This one, for instance, look, I love this one. Great for maybe an invitation as well. But don't forget, you do get all the stamps included as well. So A Dad in a Million is the one that you've got there included. So the best dressed one is this one right here. This is one that you've just seen Sara demonstrating. Now remember, within all of the individual collections, it's not just the dies that you're getting. You've got 12 dies in here. to make the jacket, the base, absolutely everything that you would require. But then also remember that you get all the stamps to go with it too. So for this one, for instance, this one has got all of those stamps in which say Father's Day or retirement or let's party. You've got birthday, number one dad, happy, lots of embellishing ones in there. You've got a little clock as well. So they're all designed to work beautifully with and complement the die set that you've got. And what that means is then rather than just making a shape card base, you've then got all the tools you need to turn that into a fabulous finished project. So you've got that one just there. Let me just run through some of the other options that we've got here for you as well. I'll just show you some of the things you can make rather than taking you through the actual dies themselves. So that one was the best dressed one. We saw that one already. Now I've also then got the next one here is the that gorgeous cupcake one there. Now that looks good enough to eat, doesn't it? So in here you've got your cupcake. You've also got a die in there for a cherry. You've got things like a love die. You've got a little flag that you can put in there, or a candle. There's lots you can do with that one. You've then got this one here that's going to make all your bottles for you. So whether it is beer bottles or wine bottles or champagne bottles, and stamps on here that says beers, cheers, and cheers to you, and all of those kind of different wonderful sentiments. Of all of them individually, this is actually your favourite one, the bottles up. Now, the next one, a quarter of the stock actually individually of the bottles gone. You will need to be quick for that one. Definitely if you're watching these shows back after, I would say definitely check the stock situation. Time for tea is actually next. Let me just show you that one there. Now this is great, always got time for tea. And in here you've got that wonderful shaped card. These would also maybe make beautiful place settings as well if you're having people over for afternoon tea. Just put a little name plaque into there. All of your stamps coming with that as well. All about your wonderful tea accessories in there too. Now the next one is, the final one is Be Fabulous. It's this one here, and it's these wonderful dresses that you've got. That could easily be turned into a bride. You could maybe glam that up, make it a little bit more sort of evening wear or black tie. There's loads of different ways that you can take it. I almost love it because it's almost like, these are like the card equivalent for grown-ups. You know when you had like dolls as a kid and you put different clothes on them all the time? This is like the crafting equivalent of that, because you can get all of your different papers out. Think about glitter card, mirror card, matte mirror, all your different Centura pearls that you have, all going to work beautifully with this collection. And I bet some of you will be customizing your own accessories to go on here as well, which will be really, really fun if you choose to do that. Now, the best way to get the best value, they're a great saving on the individuals, by the way, because they're £10 or $12 is what you're saving on them individually. That's a 30% saving. However, I know what you super fans that haven't got this will be like. You'll want to go for absolutely all of them. If you do want to go for all of them, we make it very easy for you, because what we do is we pop it onto a great price here, which is fantastic. £90 or $130. Where are you in Club Inspire? Silver members, you'll get another 10% off this. Platinum members, you'll be getting, a whopping great 20% off of this. Completely free postage and packing or shipping and handling, whether you're in the UK or the US as well. So great to get it in this configuration. And when you do, you're saving 40% instead of that 30%. So a great way to stock up on these. Lots of other little bits on the show for you as well. We've got some great embossing folders. Now, our embossing folders, I think, are just so fabulous. They are 3D embossing folders. And what that means is that you get whereas normally you'd get sort of one level on the emboss, with these you get a real deep emboss. Now you've got different, I'll show you the back because I think it's easier to see them on the back, what you're getting. So you're getting the Regency swirls, all three of these for £16. You're getting the English Rose, which is that one there. It's almost like a beautiful frame on that one. And then you've also got as well the Country Garden, always very popular. This one, great to get them whilst they are on such a fantastic price. £16 or $23, saving a fifth there. Now, there are some other bits as well. Got some ribbons and some cardstocks and stuff. We'll take you through those as we go a little later through the show. Don't forget to get yourself over to the website, because remember, if you want to watch and shop at the same time, then you need to do that on our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. A lot of you talking about what you'd like to do with these. Carol saying, I love the wine bottles. My daughter is in a group that is leaving a bottle of wine on someone's porch with a note that says, you've been quarantined, which sounds like something that's quite fun. Made some cards for that this weekend. Oh, what a lovely idea. Don't forget, if you want to keep sending your pictures in to us, you can, studio studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. We've had more in. Should we take a look at some? Carol sent this one in to us. These look rather fabulous. The one on the left there has been done with material. Looks like it might be some denim or something along those lines. It looks very country. Looks like someone's off to a barn dance, doesn't it, with that one, Sarah?
Well, I love it. Do you know what they could do, Joe? You know how you keep ripping your jeans in a slightly dodgy place?
In the gusset.
Yes, you could recycle them, repurpose them,
Yes.
and cut out. Do lovely denim dresses. I think that was super cute. That one, and I like the little jackets. I think you could do denim dress and little denim jackets to match as well. So, right, we're going to do the dress one next. So I'm going to try and show you lots of ideas of how you could be using that dress one in different ways, okay? So remember, you can get all of them. If you just want one, if you just want to go for just the dress, for example, you could be getting the dress and you could just be paying £20 or $28 to get all of the dies and all of the stamps to go with it. Now, this is the one I keep coming back to the bride ones. I'm going to pick a different one. What a lovely idea here to just emboss the skirt. So you've got straight up at the top and then emboss detail. We'll do that, should we? We'll do that one next. Exactly the same's been done here. So I'll show you how we do that with one of the embossing folders that we've got. Now, all of your paper pads that have got some lovely prints on them. Brilliant idea, and you can be standing this up like this. They make wonderful stand-up cards, and of course, what a brilliant idea. You could be making the inside look like a dress as well. It's completely up to you. Don't forget you could stamp on them. They would look brilliant just, in plain black. Get your metallic inks out. They'll look fabulous on your metallic inks. Glitter card, or you could be embossing a glitter card to go on them as well. And this one, I love the idea. If you want to do a big card, but you could actually do the dress as a topper on the card. So it doesn't have to be individual. This has been inverse embossed, so debossed onto this one. I think that looks great. So let's get cracked on with the demo. I'm going to pop these to one side. Oh, there's so many of them. Do you know, I had such a hard time choosing the ones I was going to show on the show as it was. Right, they'll go back in there. Right, what I've done is, I've got just a basic sheet of cards. Let's have a look. Let's get all lined back up nicely here. Nice basic sheet of card, and you can see how big the die is going to be. So I'm just going to rough cut the cardstock to size. So you'll get 2 of these out of one sheet, and you need 2 layers to make the base card. Now what you'll find is the die is thick enough that it can absolutely cut through 2 layers at once. So let's have a look. I'm just going to slightly offset that. Pop all this together, send them through. The sandwich combination that you want is exactly the same as a regular thin metal die. So you're still going to add your magnetic sheet and your clear plastic sheet into your Gemini. Or if you're using a different die cutting machine, they'll work with all different die cutting machines. I was trying to avoid that clunk on the end. Right, so it's cut through, absolutely no problem, 2 sheets of card at once. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring your scoring tool in, and depending on how far down you want the fold to be, so for example, you might want it to hinge at the waist. In fact, should we try that? Pop this on here. Let's hinge it at the waist, so that then what we do is we stick the front one over the top, and we're going to stick it over top right to this part. Plenty of tape. The Crafter's Companion tape pens are absolutely totally adequate for this. Please don't feel that you have to have a wet glue. If you want to wet glue it, you can absolutely wet glue it, but they're going to stick down beautifully well. And you see then that has a nice big connector at the top, so it's going to open like that. And when you look at it from the front, you see, it's perfect. It's just got this kind of easel effect holding it at the back. Now, in terms of decorating it, let's look at a couple of different options, right? Let's do a little bit. First of all, is she going to fit on there? Oh, just absolutely perfect. So this is a nice card. I do like my matte finish cardstock, the matte mirror card that we do. I just think they look lovely. So I'm going to pop this through. Where's my base plate gone? Here we go. Turning and rotating as we go, Joe, because I know our Leanne's in later this afternoon. I don't want to get in trouble for not looking after all of the plates. So let's have a look. I'm turning all them up. Yes, here we go. Turning them all over correctly, sending that through. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you how to emboss just the bottom part of her dress. embossing folders. Now I've hand chosen the embossing folders that I've popped on the show today. So there's my lovely dress. I'm going to take this one. I've chosen ones that would work really, really well to use either with the dress or with the smoking jacket. So can you see, I'm just going to pop that on there, and we're going to get that lovely floral design up to her waistline. And then we're just going to, because it's a 3D embossing folder, you're just going to go with your magnetic and your clear shim on there, and the dress bit's going to be sticking out the top.
Fantastic. The best dress, I need to let you know, a quarter of the stock of best dress has sold out and gone, as has the bottles. So it's very, very busy on the individuals, getting very busy on the main collection as well. Anita is saying hi this morning, all the way from Australia. I'd love to know where in Australia, Anita, you are watching from. I'd imagine it's getting, no, it's not that late. So it's I think it's about probably about 20 to 9 in Australia at the moment. That looks gorgeous.
Doesn't it look really nice? I'm gonna keep going with the next bit.
No problem at all. Alex says she spent the weekend catching up on last week's shows on Crafters TV, which of course is a great thing to do if you want to. Oh, this is one of my favourite ever fabric ranges that Sara is using here. It's the Be Happy fabric.
Well, I'll not lie, Joe. That is why I got it out. And I think I'm going to cut 2 layers out. Do you know, our scissors are brilliant because you can go straight from paper into fabric with them, and it doesn't have any issue at all. Straight from one into the next one.
Fabulous. And it's okay to use these dies to cut fabric then? Because I know normally it would be a multimedia die, wouldn't it, we'd use to cut fabric?
Well, if you look, I'm only cutting 2 layers.
Okay.
So they're not designed to cut like 8 layers of fabric. However, they will cut through a couple of layers, absolutely no problem. I'm going to make sure I miss the selvage off there, off the bottom. So you're going to just use your clear cutting plate. Then we are going to need our magnetic. It's not going to be thick enough to not put your magnetic in, okay, if that makes sense. So treat it like a regular thin metal die, even though I'm telling you it's a little bit thicker. Come on, it's not going to like that way. Turn it round. Do you know why that is, by the way? Because the die was right up against the edge. So that as the machine's feeding it, it's thinking, oh, hang on, this is a bit thick. Whereas because I put it in the other way, and I put the die, you hear that clunk? The clunk I'm trying to avoid is when we pull all this out at once, all right? So here we go. Let's cut that fabric, absolutely no problem. And what we can do with the fabric, I thought, was stick one on flat. Oh, should I stick this down? There was more I was going to show you, but I think we'll go for it, and I can always cut out some more base dresses with this one. Now, if you're sticking, if you want to do fabric sticking, by the way, you want your tacky glue. So the tacky, you can use a fabric glue if you want, but I'm assuming most of you at home, unless you're a fabric crafter, probably just wouldn't have a bit of fabric glue lying around the house, whereas your tacky glue can be used to stick fabric to your paper. So I'm just sticking that on there, and it's going to stick beautifully well. So there's our gorgeous little dress. And then the reason I cut 2 out, Joe, is because I thought we could put another one on and like pleat it a little bit. Oh yes, lovely. Right. I'll get.
You get pleating.
Lose me. I'll go pleating. You keep reading.
Okie doke. Loads of you still commenting on. Who's this saying hello here? Debbie is in South Florida. Oh, I bet it's nice and warm in South Florida. Summer in the US
here.
Summer in the US and summer in the UK are the same, aren't they? Ish. Because we're on the same kind of...
It depends on whereabouts in the US you are talking, really, though. Because obviously you get such different climates.
Because I think the seasons in New York are the same as seasons in London, aren't they? I think
very
they're
similar.
in about
New York is, yes.
They're all about the same lineage. Is that the right word? I don't know. Longitude. I don't know. Or is that latitude? I'm not. I was never very good at these things. I was going to say I was never very good at geography, but that's definitely not geography, is it? Or is it? I don't know. Anyway, go back to the comments, Joe. Ray is saying that we could cheer anyone up, which is always nice. She says she always loves watching these shows. Pam is making scrubs as well in Berkshire, one of our regulars. Hi, Pam. She's on her 3rd set, she was telling me, which is fantastic. Kate has made 17 of the teapot cards. Now that is some going, and she said she just sent them out as just because cards to let people know that she was thinking of them, which is lovely, isn't it?
I think that's gorgeous.
And now that's a lovely sort of feminine card, but look at this card that Jenny has sent in to us, Sarah. Your boys would love this.
Jenny, I know they're going to be watching, and I'm going to, as soon as they're coming tonight, it's going to be, we want to make the Superman card that Joe showed us on the telly. That is absolutely gorgeous, that. What a brilliant idea. I just love that you could take anything, and I do a lot of this. Just go on the internet, find a couple of bits of images, print them out and add them. As long as they're just for your own card for personal use, you're absolutely fine to do whatever you want. It's just when you're using them commercially to sell that you need to be careful. But I think what a brilliant idea. You could, Hulk. I'm seeing a green Hulk and smashing out of his jacket so his jacket could be coming off. Oh, I love that idea. Some lovely ideas, isn't there?
Loads of them. Another great way of using it as well, Pam said, could you almost sandwich a small box between two of the bases, if that makes sense, Sarah? You know, so you like a front and a back for a box.
Oh!
Do you know what I mean?
Yes! Oh, should we try that?
Pam,
Masterclass. Should we try that? I'm trying that. Oh, I bet that would look amazing with the cupcake. Right, we'll do that. And I haven't forgotten about the envelope that someone asked me to do.
Yes, it was Hannah who was talking about the envelope. A lot of you talking about saying how lovely it is to use fabric on a card. Carol sent us in the picture of the denim dress. She said that she did actually use her son's torn jeans to create that. So a great way of upcycling something that you might as well get rid of. Because it's great, I always try and take any clothes that are just, you know, that I'm just, not that there's anything wrong with them, but you know, just sometimes you've worn stuff for so long that you're sick of it, aren't you? Yep. Usually my t-shirts, I have had them for like 5 years and I think, do you know what, I've worn them enough now, I need to let them go. So those one I'll take to the charity shops. But things that are torn, I didn't know, but like jeans with big holes in them, you can't take them to the charity shops. They have to be in like a saleable condition, so you've got to do something with them.
Well, funny that, because the charity shop only wants stuff in a saleable condition, Joe.
Exactly, this is the thing. So when the gussets, you know, destroyed, like they always are in mine.
To the charity shop.
I don't know why I thought that it was still fine to take them to the charity shop. It absolutely isn't. So you need to find something else to do with them. I love that this was obvious to everyone else, just not to me.
Yes, but do you know, it's like, so this weekend I've had to give in and buy a new sheet for our bed because it's got loads of, it's just been worn and through the wash so many times. One of our underneath sheets has just got loads of tear holes in it, and so Simon stripped the bed and then was like, "Oh right," and he put it in the bin, and I went, luckily just the bin in the bedroom, and I went and literally rummaged it out of the bin. He was like, "Oh my life, what you doing?" I said, "That'd be brilliant for scrubs bags. That, get off it." So. Well, it's only got a couple of rips in the corners, and it was an 800 thread count. I was like, we're not wasting that, Simon. That's not going in the bin just because it's got a couple of rips in the corners. So he soon got told, I've
got some bedding, and I paid an absolute fortune for it. Not a fortune, but it was a lot of, you know, as a probably 24-year-old, it was a lot of money. It seems like a very considered purchase, and it was like 800 thread count. And I looked at it the other day on the bed, and I was like, it's finally time. It needs to be replaced. It's still really lovely, but it's seen better days. I should bring it in.
Yeah. You bring it in, I'll make it into scrubs bags.
Fantastic. I'll make sure. Christine is saying as well, Sara, your blouse is beautiful, my favourite. You look beautiful. And Joe, as handsome as ever. Thank you very much. Now, the suit, which is called Best Dress, half the stock has gone. We're not even halfway through this show. If you've got your eye on the best dressed, then you will need to be quick for it because it is very, very busy. I think they're all so usable. I think the thing is with the best dressed one, I think it just screams invitations, doesn't it? Especially things like charity dues and events and, you know, black tie gala dinners. Oh, I'll be glad to go to a black tie gala dinner when everything's back to normal. I love that. I say that like I go to them all the time. I've probably been to 2 in about 7 years, but you get what I'm saying.
It's the idea. It's what you can't do, isn't it? Oh, we'll have to have a crafter's companion in one, Joe.
Oh, that would be fabulous.
We had one for our 10th birthday, but that was like nearly 5 years ago now. So maybe that's a good excuse to have another one, isn't it?
I think it would be a great excuse. I go to them so infrequently that when I went to one recently for an awards evening through work, I had to hire the suit to wear to go to. So it shows you how infrequently I go to these things.
You did look good that night, though. I saw the pictures.
Thank you. I have got a tux. Is the funny thing. I just can't fit in it. So one day, and it's one of those things. You keep loads of things in the wardrobe, thinking one day I'll fit back in that. Never going to happen.
It's all right, Joe. I've got a whole wardrobe full of dresses that I'm saving for exactly that occasion. Just can't quite fit into them yet. Now, I am absolutely loving this idea.
Incredible.
This was that was not what I set out to do at all, but how good does it look with them ruffles of fabric on the bottom, just with a little bit of that tacky glue on. I just think that is a fantastic dress, and all I did was, the end ones, I bent them over and stuck the underneath one a little bit so that it's got the real ruffles in the dress. I think the ruffles make the dress on that one. Absolutely do. Do you want me just to give you a quick reminder, because I know there's a lot of people are going to be checking out on that shirt, because if that goes, it could be a little while. I don't know when we'll have these back in stock. So that was the shirt. This is the one that you said half the stock of them have gone.
Half has gone indeed. Details are there on your screen for that one.
Well, you could be doing it like this as an opening shirt. It can be used on a card as a bit of a topper, but the idea that we loved was to do this, I love it like this, and then make an invitation, and then lift that up to have the invitation details underneath. The embossing folders that we've got, by the way, I was going to try and get back into them later in the show. I hope I will, and show you how you could use the embossing folders to emboss the front panels of the card as well. I think they look fabulous. That would look brilliant in that blue as well, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes.
Lovely. Matte mirror card would look fabulous. So I just need to let you know about them in case we don't get to come back to it, because they've gone. Right, I'll put them away and I'll get ready for my next demo, Joe.
Now, a lot of the stock's going very, very quickly, as you have heard. So now would really be a great time to place your order. If you want to watch and shop at the same time, then here are all the details. Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. All the details there. You can definitely tell that I'm getting the lockdown look coming here after seeing how nice my hair looked in that piece of video just there. I'm with Leanne later. Now Leanne over the weekend cut her husband's hair and did a pretty good job of it, I must say. So she did say that she might bring her clippers in, so you never know. Maybe I will be back with a fresh new look for my show later today. And I mean, he likes his hair very, very short is all I'll say, so I'm not sure it'll work the same, but we can but try, now, very, very busy across pretty much everything you've seen so far on the show. Now, best dress, which is this one just here. Let me show you again those dies that you're getting. This here, so you've seen this demonstrated, you've seen all the different ways in which you can use this, whether it is a doctor's outfit, whether it's something Hawaiian, whether it's something more refined, a bit glitz and glam. It's all down to what colourways and what papers you use and what types of cards that you use. Depends on what you create using this, which is great. So it is so customizable. With this one, half the stock has gone. Don't forget, for £20 or $28, not only do you get the dies, you're also going to get all of the stamps included as well. 18 stamps in this collection here. So you can see this one's got things like retirement, Father's Day, you are loved, loads of different sentiments within there. all designed to go perfectly with the dies. So the dies are what are going to help you create the card base. When you bring the stamps in as well, the stamps are then what take that to the next level and make it sort of that well-rounded finished project that you're after. So you've got Best Dressed in there. The other one, which is really, really busy, is Bottles Up. Now you've got the dies in here to create beer bottles, wine bottles, or champagne bottles. Half the stock though of this one has gone. Your stamp collection with this one's got things like champagne, happy, drink, celebrate, cheers to you, beers, cheers, you're the perfect vintage. These are all the kind of stamps that you're going to get in here which help you turn it into that finished card project, which is fantastic. Right, now, so that over half the stock on that one, a quarter of the stock of the whole collection's gone. Let me just guide you through a few of these samples again, just to remind you what you're getting in the whole collection. So when you go for them individually, you're saving 30%. However, when you get the whole collection, you're saving 40%. So it's the best way to get the best value. So you've got the bottles there. You've also got the cupcakes as well. Now the cupcakes, really fantastic. Again, really easy. I love that none of these are really gender or occasion specific. So it means that you'll be able to give them for lots of different occasions. The tea, this is that one here, that teapot with time for tea. You've got things like tea. Tea is liquid wisdom is what one of the stamps says. I have to agree. You've got that beautiful dress as well. So the dress one there is the Be Fabulous. Your stamp set on this one's got things like thank you, I can't say I do without you, you shall go to the ball. So lots of different ways of using it. And then finally as well, that Best Dressed one. I absolutely adore this finished card here as well. A Dad in a Million is what this one says. Could easily be for invitations. Make wonderful gift card holders, this one as well. So lots of different ways that you can do it. Loads of craftability. £90 or $130 gets you the whole collection. Of course, you get free postage and packaging or shipping and handling on that as well. And don't forget as well, you can use all of these deals can be used in conjunction with your Club Inspire deals as well. So think about what extra you might be getting off of those. What do you fancy showing us next, Sarah?
Well, I thought I quite liked what we did there with the dress card, where I showed you a few different ways you could do it. So I thought we'd do the same with the time for tea. So who was it who said they'd been doing loads of these cards to do like just to say cards?
I think it was Kate, I think.
I think that is a lovely idea, Kate. And so what I'll do is I'll show you a couple of different ways you could use this teapot card to either make some standy up cards, or we could always do, look at this one here, an easel card. So it fold flat, or it can stand up like an easel card as well. So you've got different options in there, okay? Now, if I just start with a regular kind of half-fold card, one of the things you can do with these, if I just bring my teapot in, make sure I make my card at least the size, here we go, yep. So 5 inches, if I score at 5 inches there, that is going to be at least the size of the teapot. So you're watching this, we put the fold line over, and then once we've got that crease out, I haven't gone too heavy through there, have I? No, not quite, we're all good, we're all good. So you put the teapot on, and then what you can do is, if you just push this up a little way, can you see it's going to actually cut over the fold of the card. So I'm going to hold that in place. Oh my life, where have I put my tape? Oh, here it is. We're all good. We're all good. So I'm going to pop this in place. This is going to cut through 2 layers of the card. So can you see there, the die just coming off the top here. Now, because the dies are that little bit thicker, it means they can take this no problem. So a regular die might struggle a little bit more, whereas you don't need to worry with this. The die, because it's a little bit thicker, that, oh, you can hear that working. I can hear that machine working, and I'm going to get that clunk at the end, aren't I? Because it's a little bit thicker, it's going to cope with that 2 layers of, there's the clunk, the 2 layers of cardstock, no problem. But can you see, well, as we say, just comes out there, absolutely no problem. So that now that gives us the fold, and it's connected at the top. So it gives you, as you look at it, you can see there, we've got the full kind of teapot shape, and it's all standing up just beautifully. Now, that's one option. If you want to do an easel card, let me show you, you need 3. So to do an easel card, I've already cut out 3 of the teapots. So let me show you how we would fold the teapot. So you would score and fold them to make them into a shape. So the first one, I'm going to pop it on here. just make sure, I'm just making sure the bottom's lined up. Or in fact, if in doubt, pop the bottom against here. That's a good way. Pop the bottom up against here and then score somewhere along the top. This is where we're going to connect it together at the top. So there is our top part. Now, as well as scoring at the top, what you then want to do is also score kind of halfway down. So it doesn't have to be exactly halfway. So the further down we go, the more standy up your teapot's going to be. So let's take it, let's take it all the way down here, right? So we're going to stand this up here. The one that I'd done previously, I kind of did it more at the halfway point. So I'll show you that as we stick it together. So watch this, we're going to fold over our score lines and just give them a nice burnish. And I like to fold them backwards and forwards. So remember, this is how you do an easel card with the teapot. All these, the thing is, every shape of card that I'm doing, you could do this with any one of the dies. I'm just choosing, I just felt like the teapot worked really, really well with this. So then watch what we're going to do. We're going to stick these at the top, and that becomes the fold there. Are you following that? So a little bit of tape on the top part here, and that is going to connect exactly perfect onto the edge here. So that's going to stick there. And then what you do is you just pop tape only on the bottom part, so only underneath where we've done the fold line. And then once you've got that tape on, you're going to line the third teapot up over the top. So there's my third teapot, perfectly aligning over the top. So now it looks like a flat card. However, when you see it from the side, it's going to come and stand up like an easel card. Doesn't that look brilliant? Now, all I'm going to do, Joe, is a little bit of decoration. Can I just give you a little bit of a tip here? If you look at my card here, my teapot's a little bit smaller inside. Do you know how you do that? You get your die, which I have, here it is, right? So you get your die, come on, you put it on here and then draw around the inside. So if you draw around the inside, can you see I've drawn around the inside of mine, and then we're just going to cut that out, and that is essentially going to be the right size for a bit of a shadow effect on my teapot.
Wonderful. Loads of you commenting along. Karen saying how much she loves tea. She's got some oolong on the go this morning watching the show. I don't think I've ever had an oolong. Have you, Sarah?
I've never had any oolong.
No.
It always sounds a bit too posh for me.
Sounds very fancy.
Oolong.
I like a red bush is my favourite.
I like a bit of red bush. Do you know red bush tea is as refreshing as drinking water, as hydrating,
really?
sorry.
I was in South Africa a few years ago, and it's just, that's like the go-to tea there. Everyone just got the red bush on the go. Rosalind's got some peppermint tea enjoying the show. I must admit, I do like a good fresh mint tea as well. Take a load of fresh mint leaves, put them in a teapot, pour some boiling water in.
Yep.
Oh, so lovely, especially in the evening before bed.
I like it if you've been for dinner with someone, and then at the end of the dinner and they say, oh, well, should we all get coffees? And you think, well, I don't really want a coffee because I'm going to bed soon. Whereas I find a peppermint tea is nice and refreshing, just kind of settles your stomach, especially if you've overeaten, let's just say.
And I always have if I've been out for dinner, no doubt about it. I've had like 9 courses or something ridiculous. Lynn saying how much she loves an easel card, which is fantastic. Don't forget as well, guys, so much more still to come this week here on Crafters TV. It is literally just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to our week here on Crafters TV. Up a little bit later today, I'll be back with Leanne. We'll be here with Monday Makers, which is fantastic. We've got the Shadow Alphabet dies back on the show, so you'll be seeing those. Tomorrow morning, of course, the softer side of life, be doing some sewing. Well, I say we'll be doing some sewing. Sarah will be doing some sewing.
Yes,
I'll be just
we're
doing
going to
chit-chatting.
we're going to bring in loads of the scrubs bags that people have been sending in.
Yes, we are indeed. So make sure you join us for that. Myself and Sarah will also be here for launch party as well tomorrow. That will be at 4 p.m. in the UK. Or 11 a.m. if you're on the East Coast. Wednesday morning, there's an ink pad masterclass with Leanne. I'll be back with Leanne later in the day for Creative Cravings. Oh, what a cartload we've got this week, Sarah. We've just been going through it this morning, haven't we? It is jam-packed. You know the special Sara cartloads that we do, where you have the mystery bags and we get the double-sided Centura ready and all that. It's one of those cartloads, so you're not going to want to miss it this week. You're going to absolutely love it. And then now I can't remember what colour me happy is this week. You know. Oh, I do. I know. It's metallic, isn't it?
Metallic.
It's a metallic. Yes, I knew it. Fantastic. That'll be here, and then that'll be at 11 a.m. And then of course Best of as well will be here on Saturday. And then next week is another massive week for you as well. There's a lot happening at the moment here at Crafters TV, so make sure you stay tuned. And don't forget, anything that you miss, you can always go back and watch it. Now, a lot of you were going for the individuals at the start of the show. However, I need to let you know, I think a lot of you, the penny is dropping, and the more demonstrations you're seeing the value in the larger collection, because a quarter of the larger collection has already sold out and gone, so be quick for it. I'll just take you through the different options that you've got. So you've got the cupcake in here. Now remember, you're getting the dies to allow you to create the card bases. You're also getting the stamps which pull it together as a whole project. You've got the time for tea, which Tara is showing you at the moment. Those bottles, so versatile, wonderful as like housewarming cards, great as 18 and 21 birthdays. You've got the beer bottle, the wine bottle and the champagne bottle. You've already seen some options on how to use the dress as well, whether you're using it as a topper on a card, if you're using it as a shape card, loads you can do with that. And then finally, I think this one is so incredibly versatile. You've got the suit there. So whether it is invitations, whether you're going to theme this up as a dinner jacket or a regular suit jacket, it can be a shirt, it could be a polo shirt, loads of different ways of using maximum craftability. When you go for the whole collection, you get the best value as well. 40% off is what you're saving. Don't forget as well, you can of course use your Club Inspired discounts in conjunction with that as well, if you wish. How are you getting on over there, Sarah?
Brilliant, Joe, absolutely brilliant. So I've got all my base stuff ready to assemble the card together. So if we bring the card back in, I decided not to emboss this in the end, pretty much because I forgot to get my ink gun out before we started. So I just knocked my embossing powder back off and we're doing some flat embossing, some flat stamping. So there is my base teapot. And you see that is going to go, and because we've done that little bit of shadowing by drawing around the inside of the die, it's a brilliant tip that, by the way. If you ever want like if you ever want the 3D look with a layer on, just do it like that. So tea, a hug in a cup, right, which is absolutely right. That is going to go onto the front there. And then of course you need something to form the little bit of a stopper. So I've just cut out the teacup, and I've done the same again, drawing on the inside and sticking and cutting it out with a little bit of ink on, and then we can have a 3D looking like a matted and layered little teacup. And this is going to go just a big globule of glue gel. You must always have it 3D'd when you're going to use it as a stopper. So I'm going to put that there as my little stopper. And then, oh, you also get the little spoon in the set. So we can do that little spoon there. Oh, I've lost me pokey tool. Come on, see if I can do it. See if I can do this without me pokey tool, Joe. Little globule on the end. Yeah, we can do it. I'll find it in a minute. I'll just need a bit of time to get sorted. So there's my little teacup and teaspoon. And there's how you do that. So you can either do it, I obviously decorated the one that we've done as the easel card, but remember I showed you at the beginning how you could also do it as the stand-up card as well if you want to do it as the stand-up one. Looks brilliant. Right, I'm going to get ready. I've got loads of different techniques to show you with the cupcake ones as well. And I also thought it might be nice. You know who was asking about doing the little box to put the cupcake on the top?
Yes, it's Pam.
Let's try that one as well. Let's do that too. So I'll get tidied down and ready for that, Joe. Give us a few minutes.
Fantastic. A wonderful idea there. Now, if you're going for these dies, you might want to get some cardstocks as well. Now, we've got some great deals on our textured cardstock at the moment, and it is fantastic value. So if you can see just here, so this one is the naturals that you've got here, neutrals, sorry, I should say. And in here you've got these fantastic colours. So you've got darks running all the way through, those gorgeous, lovely earthy tones. You're saving 10% on the 8x8 textured cardstock, which is fantastic. $13.49 or $17.95. 36 sheets in each of these, which is great. And they are double-sided. What I would say as well is that they are less textured on one side than they are on the other side. So you can see this side, I'm not sure how well you can see, but it's like a real sort of like, almost like an embossed sort of linen texture. And on the other side, exactly the same, but much less intense than the top side. So you've got that one. You've also then got the brights as well, which is this one here. Really gorgeous pops of colour there. You wouldn't need too much of that on a project. And finally, you've got the pastels here too. Now I do adore pastels. Now we do have another paper pad on the show for you as well. You've got a double-sided 8x8 paper pad as well, and this is patterned. I love that you've got sort of very I don't know, I wouldn't say very intricate patterns one side, and then the same paper stock has something that's a bit more backgroundy on the other side. And the great thing is that what you can then do, of course, is that you'll be able to use both sides of the same pad. Let me show you what I mean by this. It means that they then match. So if you roll them back, you can see you can use the same paper, and then it was going to complement each other perfectly. Really lovely. These are like really exquisite wallpapers that you'd find in a stately home or something like that. Really gorgeous. Now, pop those ones over there. Don't forget to grab those whilst you're stocking up. A lot of you are talking about tea as well. Ray loves a cup of Earl Grey. Karen says as well that the textured cardstock is, what was her word she used? Awesome. I think that kind of sums it up. Now the cupcake is very busy, which is this one just here. Don't forget, the best way to get the best value is to go for all of them. If you did want to go for one though, absolutely you can get them on their own, £20 or $28. Remember as well that you're then getting as well the stamps that go beautifully with it. So you can see here you've got the cupcake, and then you've got It's Cupcake O'Clock. You're the icing on the cupcake. You're a beautiful cupcake in a world of ordinary muffins. I tell you what, if you're going to be anything, definitely be a beautiful cupcake in a world of ordinary muffins. Oh, I'm hungry now. I might have to crack that fudge open when I get back over to the office. I'm trying to be strong.
No.
Well, do you want to tell them what happened? So I was meant to have it on Saturday.
Well, I'll have to tell you. So, who was watching the Facebook Live, the HSN preview that we did on Friday afternoon? And Joe kept saying, Sarah's got this famous fudge. Everyone's always talking about this famous fudge. I'd love some fudge. So what I did was, I went home and I sat down and I made some fudge. And I was a bit lazy. So, do you know anyone who knows how to make fudge? You basically, you stir it until it boils. You've got to then stir it for 10 minutes on the hob. And then after that, you take it off and you keep stirring it until it's till it's gone cool, right? It hasn't died. So you're going to keep stirring it till it's dry. I was going to say dried is the word I was going for. But do you know what I thought I'd do? I thought, I'll cheat. I'll put it in my Kenwood mixer. I'll pour it into the mixer and I'll just set it away whizzing, and then I'm just tidying up around the kitchen. I'd burnt my pan a little bit, so I'm giving that a scrub. And then I came over and I'm very conscious that other times I've done this with the mixer and been a little bit lazy and I let it overbeat it. My fudge is a bit too crumbly, so I thought I'll catch it beforehand. So I stopped it before it got to there. I thought, oh, that'd be fine. Smoothed it into the tin, put it in. Came and sat tomorrow to get it out, hadn't set. I was like, that will teach me. So I thought, no worries, I'll get it out, I'll reboil it. There in there, I'll reboil it and then I'll whisk it again. So I reboiled it, put it back in the whisker, over whisked it, then took it out, it was all crumbly. So I tried to push it into some of my my chocolate moulds. It wasn't having it. So I tipped it out, I reboiled it a third time,
wow.
Right? And then I thought I'll stir it by hand. Well, it was knackered, right? So it was totally no good at all. It was totally burnt. It had gone totally brown. Poured it into there. I got it, and then I put it in the freezer to try and freeze it. Got it back out half an hour later, and it was just like, So don't worry, my dad's got that, because my dad will eat anything. My dad will eat it, and I sent it over to my mum's house at the weekend for him, and he rang us, and he's like, kid, I'm going to be up. I'm on trying to eat this fudge. So tomorrow toffee. So I set to last night, made another batch. But the problem was, Joe's really good. Body's a temple through the week, isn't that, Joe? Isn't that
Yeah,
right?
it's a cesspit of the weekend.
So he said, thanks for the fudge, but I'm going to keep it till Friday. So I brought him some in, and he said, I should have tied the box up. So
Yeah, I'm going to take some sellotape over and sellotape it up and put it in the car, because I'm going to have my lunch for salad, and you know that'll be too easy to just dip into that pot afterwards. So
yeah, I had a piece for my breakfast. I know. Right, come on, moving on to
People
dinner.
are asking for the fudge recipe.
Oh, do you want me quick? Do you want me quick for
Who asked for it? Debbie wanted the fudge
Debbie,
recipe.
are you ready, Debbie? It's on me story. So if you go onto my Facebook story or my Insta story, you'll be able to see it now. But basically, tin of condensed milk, 115 grams of butter. Sometimes I chuck a bit more, depending on how much. 150 grams of butter, 150 ml of Baileys. Oh yes, so I just completely, no milk in there, just put all Baileys, 150 ml of Baileys, and then you 450 grams of demerara sugar, and then you stir and you stir and you stir. I have literally got a blister on my hand because I've stood, because my second batch I made last night, I thought I'm not ruining another one. I've used up all of my Baileys now, and so I just kept stirring it for 45 minutes until it was cool. But it is perfection now. It is perfection. That's my fudge recipe.
I need to let you know, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yes, we're at work,
all
aren't
of
we?
this talk. I know, I'm so hungry now. Now, the best dressed. I'm really sorry. I told you it was half the stock sold out. It is actually sold out and gone individually. However, you can still get it, but the only way to get it now is in that big collection. So if you want it, the best way to get the best value has been the big collection, but if you want that one, then you are gonna have to get it in the collection. Details on your screen, £90 or $130. You've got the best saving there, 40%. Everyone will get free postage and free shipping and handling on that as well. Don't forget you can use your Club Inspire discount to take that price even lower. But if you want that one, you'll need to get the big collection. You've got to be quick when you see things you love here on Crafters TV, Sarah.
Yeah, and you know what? It is your job to keep letting us know. So, yes, I don't mind it when you have to interrupt me. I totally get it. Even though sometimes I can see him, he's over the other side of the room, like, and I just walk all
catching flies.
Right, okay, cupcake. Can you see the cupcake comes in two halves? So I'm going to show you different ways you can create the cupcake, because you can either do it this way, where it's going to stand up. Can you see? So it stands up as a whole like this, right? Or you can do it whereby, I'll show you this one, it stands on the side. So it's going to stand up like that. Here we go on the flat. So I can show you the different ways that you can create this, okay? So what I'll do first of all, is just take this. Can you see? I'm just making sure it's my fold piece. If I just folded it 4 inches, that is more than what this is. So can you see? If I fold this over in half, that is going to be more than what this part is. Yep, that's perfect. And I will just bring in the guillotine, because we'll use this for the bottom half. Here we go. Right. There we go.
Oh, you know I said to you, it's
Here we go.
fine, because
See,
it's fine, don't worry, because you can't get the, the best dressed individually, but it's fine, you get it in the big collection, so don't worry, you'll still be able to get it. Well, actually, half the stock of the big collection has now sold out and gone, so we are actually very, very busy across the board. Also, Be Fabulous and Bottles Up are very busy individually as well. Over half of Bottles Up has gone on its own, so we are having a very, very busy show. If you're watching this show back afterwards, absolutely, without a doubt, you need to check the website to see what the stock situation is. craftscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu will take you over to the website. And of course, that's the best place to watch and shop at the same time.
I can't believe we've had one sell out and we're only halfway through our masterclass, Joe.
It is so busy.
Mental. Right, but I specifically picked this because I know most people, a lot of you watching, will already have this. This has been one that we've had, a lot of people have. So, can you see, that is giving me the connector at the top, right? So if you do that, are you going to fit on there? No, not quite. We're not going to fit 2 on there. I'm going to use all these little scraps up, but let's just get another piece of card. Oh, do you know what? This would look brilliant with that textured card that you've got, Joe. Look absolutely brilliant.
Do you want a sheet?
Yeah, well, I've got some that I've pre-cut out of the pink.
Fabulous.
So we can use the pink one that I've pre-cut. But watch, if you're doing the base, you see, what you need to do is cut your bases out separately for this style. Bear in mind, I'm going to show you 2 different ways of how you do it. So I'm going to just tilt that so that it's not coming in all in one go. Bring this up, and we've got the 2 bases. Loads of different ways to put this card together. This would make a brilliant easel card. Oh, this is the one I said would try the box as well. So we'll do all of the above. We'll do all of the above. All right, here we go. So can you see this here now? What you're going to do is this is going to go on the top here. So we're just going to connect these on. So a little bit of tape, and we're going to pop this onto the bottom and pop our little cupcake on the top. Does that make sense? So the little cupcake's going to go there just over the top, connect them together, and then you're going to do exactly the same with your piece that goes on the back. And what you must do here is you must put the bottoms together, can you see? So that when this comes to fold down, it's got to stick in exactly the right place. So if you're doing it like that, what you would then do is cut out another one of the frosting to go over the top so that you don't lose your little poppy bit on the top. What I've done is on the actual base itself, can you see, as well as all these little sentiments, you've got the sprinkles. Blinkers is how Charlie calls them.
What's he call them?
Blinkers.
Blinkers.
I have no idea why. So I've just stamped that all over with the top bits, and then, you know, I said you could make the base here with your textured cardstock. You would literally just stick those textured cardstock bits over the top. So that is how you make your card if you want it to stand up like this.
Do you think with a little bit of sort of will, you could maybe turn that into an ice cream as well?
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
With a little, use the top
like a nice
element
big
of the
one.
cupcake.
Just don't cut the bottom. Yes.
And just put a cone on the end.
Nice idea. Nice idea, that.
Loads of you going for the whole collection. Rowan Kelly has let us know over on YouTube that she's gone for the whole collection, and it's getting busier and busier on that whole collection. Make sure you keep getting your pictures into us as well. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk if you want to send us any pictures. We absolutely love receiving them. We love seeing what you've been up to, so keep sending those over to us, and we'll hopefully show some more towards the end of the show today as well. So many of you watching. So you'll love this one, Sarah. Anna says, love these CC morning shows. They're better than this morning. Sara and Joe are the new Holly and Phil, apparently.
Oh, I love that.
Love that. You have to be careful, Sara, because you've been on this morning. We'll no doubt be on there again.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't upset Holly and Phil doing
No, absolutely not. Christine saying it would make great ice cream in a bowl, like in a cone. Yes. Loads of ways that you can use it. I think as well, Sara, as far as like die sets that you can customise yourself go, this has got to be up there with the most customisable of any die set that we bring out, isn't it?
I would absolutely say so. And I just think personalisation is the key, and people want quirky, unique, different things. So this is absolutely going to give you that. Now, can you see what I've been doing while I've been talking, Joe? I've been making a little bit of a hash, but trying to cut myself a piece of card. Let me just please make sure. Yes, I have cut myself a piece of card where I can fit this with the fold in line with the last cutting edge. But
Wonderful.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick it over the edge of the card. Can you see? So, and what you will see, I'll turn it over so that you can have a good look. You can see that cutting line there. It's just coming off. So we're not going to cut, so that's going to give us the fold line. This will give us the fold in the perfect place. So if those of you who have these dies and have been wondering how to get them to fold to open sideways, this is how you're going to do it.
Fantastic. Loads of you still commenting along. I had the teapot, planned to make... Oh, I nearly fell over there. I don't know what happened. I definitely haven't been on the wine. It's only 25 past me. I don't know. I was stood there and then I just like nearly fell over. I have the teapot, planned to make some cards for my self-isolating aunties, says Martina, which is a lovely way of doing it. Any questions that you've got, get them in. Let me know as well, which are your favourites. Even more pictures coming in too, which we love. Look at these ones.
Let's have a little look at the pictures before I finish here. Oh, now she's got the right idea with the multiple layers of ice cream on the top. Look, she's popped the blinkers on as well. Love that. Oh, and I love that dress as well with the, is that some, I think she's just hand-drawn them little flowers. They look amazing.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Oh, they look brilliant. Love it. Keep your pictures coming. We want to see as many as possible, right? So, there's how we've done that as a stand. It does give a little bit of a wobble because it's got that rounded base. If you wanted to stand flat, all you're going to do is bring this in, you see, and you can just straighten off that edge. So if you wanted it to stand perfectly flat on your base, it's going to stand flat now. There we go. And then you would just do exactly the same. You would just pop another one of these on the top there. And you would obviously have to cut that bit flat on the bottom, and then pop your sprinkles on the top of that, and now that is going to stand completely. Do you know, should I just do it? I don't know. I don't know. Just get this done. I was trying to show you like multiple different ways you could do the card by not sticking it together, but we can always just cut another piece.
Robin's saying someone's been spiking your tea, Joe, I think, if you're falling over. The tape pens, is that what you would normally use, or is it just for speed you're using those, Sara?
Do you know what, Joe? I use these tape pens for everything.
Okay.
So they are absolutely brilliant. I would definitely recommend stock up on them. Whenever you're getting tape pens, get plenty of them, because trust me, they will come in so handy.
Oh, we've got 20% off on tape pens as well. Details are there along the bottom of your screen. Great chance to stock up on those. That looks beautiful,
Isn't that
Sara?
brilliant? And if you wanted to have kind of the back as big as the front, you could also just stick the front bit on there as well. So we could stick this bit over here. Let's make sure they all...
You could make lovely bunting with these, couldn't you? Some birthday bunting. I know that we've got some similar behind us here. This was actually done with the stamp and die set that we have. But you could definitely make as well. The dress you could maybe make as for sort of a...
That's a lovely idea.
Bridal shower. Is that a posh word for a hen party?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
Yes, it's what the Americans call a
bridal shower.
Oh, yes. Very, like you said, but yes, posh word for a hen party.
I wonder if hen parties in the UK are the same as bridal showers in the US.
Bachelorette.
Bachelorette parties.
Yeah, I think it would be. You let us know. So in the UK, a hen party.
They're raucous in the UK, aren't they, Sara?
Yep, what you'd have just before someone gets married. Is that what you would call a bridal shower? And everyone would go out and have a big knees up for the weekend or something. Yeah, let us know, those of you watching the US, if that's the same sort of thing, right? Our producer Laura thinks the bridal shower is a bit more the afternoon tea vibe, she said. So, right, should I take the chance to just kind of tidy down and get ready for the next one, Joe?
Yes, please do.
We have loads of ideas there with the cupcake.
Cindy Sue has said, Joe, when you're tipsy, it's low sugar, medicinal reasons to eat a piece of fudge. Which I think sounds about right. I'm going to be strong. I don't know where I've got this midweek iron will from, but I'm going with it at the moment because at the weekend I am just eating all of the calories that I didn't eat in the week. But good news is I managed to get a bike. I managed to buy a bike yesterday and I can click and collect it on Wednesday. So hopefully if I eat all the fudge, I'll just have to pedal a bit and we'll sort of burn off. I'll be pedaling for fudge is the idea. Robin says hen parties sound a lot more fun. Bachelorette party sounds the same. Christine says bridal shower is the party for the bride before her wedding. I'm sure a bridal is where you buy the bride gifts and have an afternoon and it goes on to the evening as far as I know. Anyway, keep sharing your ideas with us. We love it when you get your questions in and any comments that you might have. I want to just quickly touch on sweet treats. Now, sweet treats is allowing you to make these beautiful cupcake cards. You can make them into ice creams as well if you want. Hopefully, we'll have some ice cream weather soon here in the UK. I'm not sure we're going to get ice cream weather ever in the northeast. I'm convinced that the weather's going to stay like this forever. As I said last week, you'd move here for the people and definitely not the weather.
It's been positively tropical here the last couple of weeks. This is good weather for us, Joe.
This is your cupcake. I used to live in Essex, which is the sunniest, driest part of the UK. It's not quite the same up here in the northeast. £20. Apparently it's the dullest, wettest part, according to my producer. She's from here, so she can say that. £20 or $28 gets you this. Now remember, you're not just getting the dies, you're also getting all the stamps that you need to coordinate with that. What was it that Charlie calls them? The blinkers.
The blinkers.
If you're watching, Charlie, good afternoon. And hi, Oliver, if you're watching as well. The blinkers, as Charlie calls them. You've also got love. It's cupcake o'clock is another one of these. Happy birthday. And what these do is take it from being a card shape and then turn it into a full finished product or finished sample, which is fantastic. Now, a lot of you in lockdown, from what I gather, are going through a lot of extra bottles at the moment. A lot of you hitting the Vino Bianco. Now, these are great, I think, for celebration. Someone talked about making bookmarks with these as well. Another wonderful way of doing it. Am I right in hearing that half the stock is sold out and gone? Very busy. Half the stock has gone here. True story, since I've moved up here to the northeast, I don't drink that much wine, maybe like 1 or sometimes 2 bottles in a whole week, but I keep forgetting here, where I used to live, the bottles go in the big recycling bin. Here, they go in like a little sort of tray that goes next to it. Well, I haven't put the bottles out since I've been here, so now I've got this massive tray, and I'm too embarrassed to put them out, because people are going to think that's like 1 week's worth of bottles, which is not. It's like 6 weeks worth, but I'm going to have to bite the bullet and take them out at some point. Also, another one that you're loving is that time for tea. I think this one, out of all of them, is something that you could really give to anyone. It's not occasion or gender specific in any way. There's loads of different ways that you can use this too. Half the stock of that one has also sold out and gone. £20 or $28. Now, you've got a great saving on the individuals. You're saving £10 or $12. However, when you get them all together, you save even more money. Let me just show you the details of Best Dress. And again, you'll get the dies that you need to make this beautiful card, but also you will then get, of course, the stamps to go with it. Again, half the stock has gone, which is fantastic. However, the best way to get the best value, and also the only way now that you can get that Best Dressed die and stamp set, is to go for the full collection. £90 or $130. Everyone will get free shipping and handling or free postage and packaging on this. You can still use your Club Inspire discount, but even before Club Inspire, everyone is saving a very, very healthy 40%, which is fantastic. It represents the best saving. Don't forget, we've got the embossing folders, we've got the ribbons. Shall I run you through the embossing folders really quickly? The embossing folders here, always so popular, our embossing folders, because you've got that wonderful deep 3D embossing. And what it means is, it means that your cardstock comes out looking moulded and sculpted, rather than just sort of like punched and pressed as it can when you go for sort of standard embossing folders. So you've got the Regency swirls, you've also got the English rose. I'm showing the back because you can see more clearly what you're getting on the back. And you've got the Country Garden there as well. All three of those, not a choice there for £16. It's all of them for £16 or $23, which is great. Don't forget about the cardstock. We also have some ribbons on the show as well for you. So check the website. You've got things like seam building binding ribbon. You've got a satin ribbon there as well. You've even got some jute twine, which sounds very fancy, doesn't it? All of those are there. 10% off of selected embellishments in this show, so make sure you get those in your basket. Don't forget as well about something very special coming up at the end of this hour, which will be the craft vault. We're going to crack open the craft vault, and it's the one that you all love, the one you wait for, the buy one get 2 free. I said you buy one,
you get 2 free.
Absolutely, you do.
You're giving me stuff away.
Get across to the website now and click on the Masterclass show, and then you'll see those craft vault items in there that tag with the craft vault logo, so you know which ones they are. But probably about 20 minutes or 25 minutes or so, and we'll go and have a look at those items as well. Okay, you got more to show us still, Sara, I believe.
I do, but before we go into that, Erica on YouTube has sorted out the bridal shower thing.
Oh, really?
Right?
Amazing.
She says, because I'm a woman, I can multitask, you see, and I can read comments on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time. Erica says, Joe's getting there. You're getting there with the YouTube stuff as well, aren't you?
Is that a bit of casual sexism for a Monday morning there?
He is a bloke, right? So Erica says, hen party and bachelorette parties are the same.
Okay.
That's where the drinking and misbehaving happens. The bridal shower is the one you invite your granny to and get gifts. That makes sense, where you invite your granny and get gifts. So I did my hen party and bachelorette party together-ish. So this was 13 years ago when I got married. We had it for a weekend. So we had the hen party with all the hens and the misbehaving and everything like that on Friday night and Saturday night. And then on Sunday lunchtime, we invited my mum and my auntie and all of this lot. And we had nice tea and cake, and then a refined evening on the Sunday night. So it kind of all happened as one, because we were all hungover on the Sunday, of course. So
I've been on hen parties and I've been on stag parties, and I can tell you that hen parties are way more wild than stag parties. parties. Absolutely.
Why do I not find that surprising? Right, brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few options now with the wine bottle, right? So someone had this nice idea that you could use the wine bottle for bookmarks. So if you were going to do that, let's have a look. I'll get a piece of plainer cardstock for that one. What you need to do is make sure your bottle, yep, so I'm going to do this at the halfway point. We're going to take this over now. I'm going to score this. So halfway on this will be just less than 6 inches. Going to give this a fold over. And I'm going to score this, depending on how over you want your bookmark to be. You just want it to be coming over the top here like this, and cut this to the right width to go through your machine. And then what I've actually got is, I've got some nice green cardstock. Should I try and be cheeky and cut all 3 at once? Yeah, let's go for it and see what happens. Worst that can happen is it won't work. And then we'll just send it through again. So I'm going to send this on here, and I'm going to pop this diagonally across the machine. And all I'm doing, guys, is avoiding the clunk, because the clunk sounds terrible when it comes out. It always sounds a lot worse than it is. And I think, oh, people will be thinking they've in some way damaged their machine or something like that. And it's not. It's just because all of the dies, you're basically forcing that extreme pressure, and then all the dies finishing the cutting at once. Has it managed to cut through 3
Christine
layers?
seems to think that 2 bottles of wine a week is a lot. And I thought I was doing well, like just 2 bottles of wine a week. But no, apparently that's a lot. Also, maybe it's a northern thing again, I don't know. Carol's also asking what Prosecco is. It's an Italian sparkling wine. It's very delicious.
It's cheap man's champagne.
I prefer it to champagne though, you know.
Me too, but be under no illusion, it is the cheap man's champagne.
It's delicious as well. A lot of you are now checking out as well. I can see how busy it is across on our website. I know you love watching the demonstrations, but don't forget you can watch the demonstrations and do your shopping at the same time on the website by going over there, craftscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. Very, very busy on that main collection, Sarah, as we come to the end of the show, because remember, that's the only way to grab that best dressed stamp and die. So if you want that, it's the main collection that you need. Details are on the screen there.
It's always the case with these masterclasses, Joe, and that's the idea. It's so that you can watch it and learn everything and then decide, is this something I want to buy or not? So, but yes, it does always get busy towards the end there, doesn't it?
And don't forget as well, if you place your order now, don't think you have to remember all this. All the shows are always available there on the website for you. So when this product turns up, you can just make a note now somewhere of what day it was, and then you can pop back on our website and catch it, which is fantastic. So make sure you make a note of what day the show is on if you want to do that. Anita is watching us still in Australia. Hi, Anita. Someone saying, Michael saying, Joe, bring your bike into the studio between Sarah's demos. I mean, there's no way. No, I did consider, you know, because the house is 3.5 miles from the studio, I did consider, could I actually bike into work in the morning and bike home in the evening? But imagine how sweaty I'll be by the time I get here. Like, I'll be a bit gross. Maybe after a few weeks, maybe I could build up to it. It's a very uphill on the way here is the problem. It's very downhill on the way home. If it was the other way around, it wouldn't be so bad, I think.
Yeah, I could just picture you getting into work and being like, I can't go on, look how sweaty I am.
Well, I was incentivising myself. I was having a look the other day, and apparently it's only 13 miles to Hartlepool on the bike from my house. So I thought I could cycle there, then I could have an ice cream and sit on the beach and then come back again.
You could. You'll pass my house on the way over there. Trust me, you'll be ready for more than an ice cream by the time you get to Hartlepool. But I love your optimism, right? Right. I wanted to show you a second way you could do this one, Joe. So we've done one where it opens at the top. Then what I'm going to do, oh man alive, you can go. Let's go from the other side, and I'll take my time a little bit more this time, right? I'm just going to score this ever so gently and not fall out of the lines, which is what I did over on that side.
If you made that a bit short, I guess you could turn that into a milk bottle if you wanted to as well, couldn't you?
Yes, We have loads of colourful milk bottle cards compared to ones with wine bottles and bottles of.
Well, if you've got a milkman and it's his birthday, you can.
There you go. I knew there would be some reason we could come up with. I knew he'd come up with something. Yes.
Have you got? If you've got a milkman, let me know in the comments. Do people still have milkmen?
I have
apparently?
a milkman.
Do you?
Yeah, we have a milkman comes. Otherwise, you'd be at the shop. The amount of milk my kids go through, we'd be at the shop every day.
Oh, see, I only need like 2 pints, lasts me a week, so no good for my milkman.
Yeah, trust me, it's our kids are terrible for milk, terrible. But it's good. You know, I'd rather that we want to drink milk than pop.
Absolutely.
So here we go. Right, so now I'm going to show you, and maybe that won't get all the way through the demo, but I'll be able to show you how to do. So we've done the top opening, and this is what would look really, really well if you were doing it as a bookmark.
That looks a lot like a very fancy brand of champagne, doesn't it?
Well, I was thinking that's what's, it's the expensive one.
Yes.
Not a bottle of our cheap Prosecco. That is the one if you want to open it at the side, you see. So that's going to open at the side, but then if you wanted, you could do exactly the same thing. You just stick your other bottle over the top, but this time it's opening at the side instead of opening at the top. But what we did say we'd do is show people how to make that little box, didn't we?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, right. So what I'll do is I'll do the little box. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to go onto here and see how big is my wine bottle. So it's just shy on 2 inches wide, right? And it is. Can you see where I measure? Yes, you can. And it is 6 inches long. So if we take it from the neck of the bottle, then it is 4 inches. So why don't we make a little box to go inside that's 1.5 wide by 3.5 long.
Sounds great.
So how deep do we want our box to be? This is how we work it out. Should we do our box at 1 inch?
1 inch, I think, yeah.
So if you go for 1 inch, you are 3.5 wide plus 1 inch either side. So you're going to go 5.5. And it was 1.5 inches, well, it was 3.5 this lengthways. 1.5 inches plus 1 inch either side, so you go 3.5 that way. Does that make sense? So 3.5 one way by 5.5 the other way. And we need to do, I might fit it out of here. 3.5 by 5.5. Yes, let's have a look. So if we go 5.5, yes, that'll be fine. 5.5 by 3.5.
If you want a great deal on that guillotine, by the way, it's on the show today, and they are fantastic. They are so well used. So many of you talk about how much you love using them. Now, Hannah asked about the envelope as well. I'm not sure we're going to get time. Are we going to get? I don't think we're going to get time.
Yeah, squeeze.
Oh, you squeeze it in.
I'll squeeze
Fantastic.
Yep.
And the Embellishing, sorry. If you want to get that, probably on the website now. It will also be on Cartload on Thursday as well. Sara Cartload, a very, very special cartload. You know the one you all wait for, where we do the mystery bags and the goodie bags and all of those wonderful things. That's this Thursday. That's happening with myself and Sara. We'll be here for the preview at 11 a.m. What I would say as well, if you're watching in the US, there'll be a lot of stuff in the preview that's on great deals, but we don't have very much of it. We were going through the numbers earlier today. So there will be a lot of deals you'll see in the preview that you won't see in the later main cartload. So I'd say it's always worth watching the preview as well as the main cartload. But this week, wouldn't you say, Sara, that it's doubly extra worth watching the preview this week?
We're quite worried. There's a lot of items whereby, you know, we haven't got as many of them, so they can't feature in a main show like this. But like, well, they could go onto a cartload, but we know that they definitely won't last the show. And because we do 2 shows now, then there's absolutely no chance that they're going to go through.
Talking of things not lasting, almost half the stock now of the big collection has sold out and gone. If you're watching this back, definitely check the web for the stock situation as well, because you know, a lot of you watch us live. You know, we get close, well over 1,000 of you regularly watching us. But after the show, tens of thousands of you watch these shows back, especially the early one. I know that we've got a hardcore super fan base that get up in the middle of the night to watch us, but most of our American viewers will watch this show back a little bit later in the day at a more convenient convenient time. I love these shows, but I am not a morning person, so I think if I lived in the US, I'd definitely be watching them back at a later date. If you're like me and you are watching this back later, please do check the website for the stock situation. Leanne calls you Sara Scissorhands because she just can't believe what you're able to do when you whip these boxes up so quickly.
Yeah, I am. I guess you've got to remember, I've made a career out of making boxes. So, yes, my whole life pretty much. All of Crafter's Companion, for those of you that don't know the story, I started with my envelope maker and box maker, and that was kind of what made a name, how I made a name for myself in the industry. So yes, I have literally been all over the world making boxes, Joe, as ridiculous as that sounds. So here we go. So this one was my base, which is why I'm always happy when I do a show with box making.
That's beautiful.
Can we see?
You could get two pieces of fudge in there.
You know, what a brilliant little fudge box. I sent Joe about 20 pieces there. I should maybe, what I'll do is I'll take two out, just give you it in the box show, Joe, right?
Just bring me two in each day would be maybe a good way to do it. You could ration them for me.
Right, so what I'll do is I will just cut this out. Oh, do you know what? I'll stick it together so that we nicely strengthen the base. So I'm just totally butchering my previous demo, but you'll see how the whole thing works. And I'm going to use the tacky glue because I want it to stick. So the tacky glue is brilliant because it kind of sticks instantly. So you get that instant grab, but then it dries really, really hard at the end. So I'm using the tacky glue to pop this one down, and it'll just go nicely in the middle of our wine bottle there. So notice I just haven't used the tape pens. Not very much stuff I don't use a tape pen for, but that is absolutely one of them. Now, if I just cut the top off this one as well, we'll use this one on here. So this one, I feel like I can absolutely just use the tape. Well, no, let's just use the tacky. While we're up to it, let's use the tacky glue. So what you're going to do is you're going to pop the tacky on the top, plenty of it on, but not swimming in it. So plenty of it on. So then you're going to shut this first, and then we're going to align these two. You are going to get the dodgy hair shot, just to warn you.
It's not so dodgy at the moment, it's good.
We're all looking good.
I wish my hair looked as great as yours. See, the thing is about ladies' hair is that it sort of can grow out more. I look like a microphone cover now. Mine just grows out. I look like the scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz.
Bless you. So there we go. There we've done, and then they're all lined up now. Right, so now we've done our fabulous little box where we've got a box ready for two pieces of little fudge for Joe with the lid and the base. Okay? Now, I think I've just about got time. If we go and should we have a little review of all the stuff that I've done, and then I'll pick one of them to make a little envelope for. So the first one I did, ready, was the best dressed one. Unfortunately, sold out on its own, but we're just going to scooch along past that because you can still get in the bundle. Then we did the gorgeous dress. I loved her, where we used the tacky glue to stick the ruffles of the fabric down. And then we also, oh yes, I taught you how to do the easel cards, didn't I? How good did my easel card look? So if we want to do an envelope for one of them, I'll just do a quick tidy down, Joe.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and I'll do an envelope for one. There's the last little demo in there.
Wonderful. I'll just quickly run you through the options as well, and remember that the only way now to get that best dress card, stamp and die, is of course to go for the main collection. So if you want to get this, now remember, what you're getting is you're getting all the dies to enable you to make the actual card base and all the embellishments you need to add on there, but then you're getting the stamps that go with it as well. So in this one, for instance, you've got 18 stamps that go with this die, and you've got things like Father's Day, retirement, you've got Let's Party, birthday, aloha. So again, it's enabling you to take it from a card base to a full card project. So you've got Let's Party in there. You're also going to get as well sweet treats, so that's that beautiful cupcake one that you can see there. You're going to get as well bottles up, which is this one just here, and that's going to allow you to make those beer bottles. You can make milk bottles if you want, don't fret, I know you were all thinking it. You've also then got the option to do the dresses with Be Fabulous, loads of different ways of using these. A lot of you talking about as well getting denim and all your different cotton materials involved. And then finally, time for tea. The best way to get the best value is to go for the main collection. The only way to get the best dressed stamp and die collection is to go for the main collection as well. £90, $130. Everyone will get free postage or shipping and handling, and you're saving 40%. Represents the best value for money. Don't forget as well, you can use your Club Inspire discount in conjunction with that as well. So some of you saving up to 20% extra on top of that, which is fabulous. How are you doing over there with your box, Sarah? There's a lot of love for your blouse on Facebook today as well. I do love it.
This old thing that I just whipped out the wardrobe this morning. Right, I'm all good. Am I all right to start this last demo, Joe? Because it means you can get ready for Craft Vault, doesn't it?
Yes, don't forget, buy one, get one two free. No, buy one, get two free. Craft Vault is just around the corner.
Giving away me stock. Right, so we could do, let's have a look. I'll show you how we do a little quick envelope for this one. Now, what you do is once you've got your card, this is why the glass mats are so brilliant. Let's have a look. Just place this right so it's in there. So can you see? This is 7.5 inches wide by 5.5 inches. So you would want an envelope 7.5 by 5.5. If I show you if we were doing it for the dress, okay, then we will go with, oh look, it's also, I would just say just over the 5 line, so you would go 5.5 and 5.5 by 6 would fit this one in. So can you see, you just basically measure your card. Then if we take the envelope box creator out, you've got in here all of the instructions. So we can either do a flat envelope or a 3D one. Should we do a slightly 3D one? Right, flat envelope. Oh, I'm working in inches, by the way. All the sizes at the front are your metric, and then I'm going to the imperial because I know even those of you that are in the UK, you're probably all working. You're a little bit like me, still working inches. So if I'm going to do 1/2 inch deep, let's turn over to here, right? So, for example, if it was for this one. Let me bring in a couple of trusty sheets of card. This always helps people to be able to see it, okay? So this was what? This was 7.5 by 5.5, we said. So what we do is we come down here, down the 7.5 line, right? And then we come along here, along the 5.5 line. So it tells me for that, I need 10 3/8 of an inch. If we were to do this one, this was what was this one again? This was 5.5 by 6. So we stick at the 5.5, bring this down to 6. So to do the box for that one would be 9 3/4 of an inch. So that's how it tells you what size to cut your card. So did we say we would make one for the doctors? Yeah, brilliant. So here we do 7.5 by 5.5.
It was Hannah that was asking originally as well about the envelope sizes for these.
No problem. Right, Hannah, so we're going to do the envelope for this. We need 10 3/8 of an inch, which means you're going to need to start with a piece of 12 by 12 and you're going to need your larger guillotine. So I've got my larger guillotine. I've got some really nice papers here. Oh, look, that one there at the very, very back, that would almost match, wouldn't it? I think that would, yeah, it doesn't feel very pretty though. I mean, I was going to go with one of these nice pretty ones like this. But I guess they're all going to work really well. A doctor's, he might want a nice pink one. Here we go. That matches as well. It's a little bit prettier. Not that I don't like the special effect textured card, but I like this better. Right, what did we say it was? 10 3/8 of an inch. So what you do is you come in here and we'll come along to 10 and 1, 2, 3, hang on, so that would be 1/4. 10 3/8 of an inch would be there. So we're just trimming that and it's 10 3/8 of an inch square, right? So 10 2/8, 3/8 of an inch. There we go. So very important to get your paper cut accurately. That's why, by the way, if you've only got the small guillotine and you're thinking, why would I need to go for the big one? It's if you need to do that big measuring on there. So 10 3/8 of an inch, lines G and K. All right. So G and K. So I bring in my envelope box, and I'm just going to come in here. G and K, but let me just tell you, on the 1/2 inch depth, it tells me use position 1 and 2. So it was G and K, 1 and 2. Here's 1 and 2. So if I come right into here, and I come on line G, and then I come up into position 2, and I do line G again. Same line on opposite corners, turn it right around. We do G, then you go up into the step and do G again. So there's our 2 lines. And then the other side was K. So position 1, and we do the K line right up into position 2 and do the K line again. And every envelope is exactly the same technique, Hannah. And like Joe said, we do have the enveloper. It's on the, what was it, K? It's on the website, but we will have the, if you're waiting for the deal with the envelope box and the boxer in, I'm going to be doing some more envelope boxing and boxing on Thursday, all right? So here we go. Just scoring these around, Joe. And all I'm going to do is just give these, can you see, a bit of a crease? So if I get all the crease lines, and then it sticks together like a regular envelope.
Fantastic. And of course, all of the inspiration, all the size guides you need included with the envelope boxer as well. Should we have a little quick look at some photos while
Oh, yes,
that,
absolutely.
Now, this one's from Alison. Looks beautiful. That one there.
Oh, I love it. Oh, she's used that lovely embossing folder on the background there, hasn't she? That looks fabulous.
Really love the embossed background. These are from Sean. These are. We love it when you gentlemen crafters get in touch with us.
Nice, Sean. I love them flamingos.
Flamingos
amazing.
so popular at the moment, aren't they? You see them absolutely everywhere.
Yep.
And also this one is gorgeous. Who is this one from? Nikita sent us this one in. Again, really... Lakita.
Oh, cute Lakita.
I am sorry, if you ever write in or email in or comment and I read your name out and I absolutely butcher it, all I can say is I do my best.
He does his best, but quite often it just doesn't quite cut it.
Well, not if you've got a slightly exotic name. I am from Essex, so you'll have to forgive me. That's what that's my excuse anyway.
Right, so I've just stuck the corners as though these were, so we were sticking a box together. And then you will find you've got a little bit of overlap so that you can then stick it together like an envelope. So because it's an envelope box, make the box part first, then the envelope part. And then I'd just like to always finish it off with this folding. And you see that will be the perfect size to fit that card in. Can you see? So that's how you would make the exact right size envelope, because it needs to be, for this one, 7.5 inches. So 7.5 inches, and then that just pops in by 5. Beautiful.
Brilliant.
That's how you would make your envelope for anything.
Wonderful. Don't forget, grab the whole collection. Details are there on your screen. Sarah, it's been amazing. I've loved the last couple of hours. We have got so much more to come though, haven't we?
Yeah, I do like the masterclasses, Joe. It's nice for everyone to learn everything, but we've just got a few minutes. Remember, I am just the amuse-bouche for Joe's fantastic craft vault. So he's given me stock away today while we've got buy one and get 2 free.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's that time of the show where we wheel out all the great deals. And the thing is about this part of the show, this is the one you've been waiting for. The one you guys really love and adore is the buy one, get 2 free. And that's exactly what we've got for you today. Now, the first collection that we've got for you is this one here. So what you're going to do with this is you're going to buy this one here. It's our laugh, stamp and die. So it cuts out the sentiment, the laugh, just there for you. And then what you've got is you've got you make me, shop, craft, repeat, love much, you make me, often live well. So you can layer that up and combine that up. The great thing about these is that they're a good size. They work really well on a big card. They also work perfectly well on a smaller card too. Then you're going to get included, free of charge, you're going to get one of our Create-a-Card dies. Now we remove that outside edge for you, so you can cut the detail in or you can cut it out. It's completely up to you. And you're also going to get a beautiful stencil. Now remember, all of our stencils can be used as embossing folders as well. So you can emboss this beautiful detail from this Twinkle Twinkle stencil if you want to as well. $14.99, $19.95. All you're paying for, remember, is that die and stamp collection. Right, the next one we've got for you is, oh, you're getting some of our double-sided dies in here. So it's our pretty floral double-sided die. These are, as I call them, a one-pass miracle, don't forget, because it cuts both sides, the matte layer and the topper layer, all in one go, and it gives you something beautiful. Work wonderful as an edger as well, so you can use it as an edgeable, you can use it over the edge. All those edgeable techniques that you normally use are going to work beautifully with this. Now, you'll get included, free of charge, porthole windows. Loads that you can do with that one. It's a really, really versatile die. And then a stamp set, a stamp that I hadn't seen before actually. Midnight Shoe. Life is not a fairy tale if you lose your... Oh, I've dropped it on the floor. Talk about lose your shoe. I've lost my stamp. Life is not a fairy tale if you lose your shoe at midnight. You're drunk. I think that's fair to say. Apparently this one's about our producer Laura. That definitely sounds like the sort of thing that would happen on a hen do, not on a bridal shower. No shoes lost on bridal showers. Now another collection for you. This one has got the floral mandalas in it. Now mandalas are always so popular whenever we bring them to you. Of course our double-sided die, this patented technology, means you cut top and bottom in one go. You get double the amount of cutting for your money. Now we've teamed this up with, completely free of charge, you're going to get the Aura stamp and die. This will work beautifully with your double-sided die. I love these because you can use the stamp on its own, you can use the dies on its own, or the two together work beautifully together as well. We're also going to give you one of our wrap dies. Now these are fantastic because these are great to go around your card as like a belly band on something like a gatefold card. These are also going to be brilliant around things like candles and gifts. Loads that you can do with those ones. Right, let's move on. What's the next one? Oh, this one here. Now, this is fantastic. This is one of our dies. It's a Create-a-Card die. It's one of our frame dies. And the great thing about this one is that the inside and the outside edges are both removable. So it gives you the most amount of craftability. This die on its own is $19.99. However, you're buying one and you're getting two free of charge. So you're also going to get Feel Better, one of our circular sentiment die and stamps. These work beautifully. These, so many lovely little smaller projects you can do with these, but also snipping into part of these and doubling them up means that you can turn them into larger projects as well. And then you're going to get this one here, a balanced cupcake. No, a balanced diet is the idea of a cupcake in both hands. A balanced cupcake is the idea of a diet in both hands is what I was going with. Can you tell I've got cake on the brain after that show today, can't you? $19.99 or $25.95. You're just paying for the frame, which is important. One more to share with you as well. This one here is the last one I've got. There are some more deals over on the website, but I don't have them all out today. Sprigs and Blossoms is one of your double-sided dies. Again, would work beautifully through your machine. Cuts all of that foliage that you'll need. It really does cut an awful lot of different pieces here. Layer these up how you see fit. Change the colours. It's going to give you a really different look and feel. We're going to give you this with one of our embossing folders, just our decorative lace embossing folder. I'll show you the back of that, a really gorgeous lacy embossing folder. And also, believe in the magic of Christmas. But this doesn't have to be Christmas themed. You could actually just have believe and use that for a lot. That's a concept card as well, so it's going to allow you to create that edgeable sentiment in the card over the edge of your card. Snip it out, just use it as a topper. You've got loads of different ways of using it. That was today's craft vault. So make sure you get yourself over to the website. Don't forget about all the brilliant deals we had in the masterclass. They're over there on the website, as are the craft vault deals. They're all within the masterclass. So crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu is where you need to go to get yourself stocked up. I have loved being here with you for the last couple of hours. The day is not done though. I will be back with Leanne in 3 hours time. I will be here with our Monday Makers show, so make sure you join us for that. And this is really just the start of a whole weekend of fabulous shows and deals here on Crafters TV. So make sure you stay with us, make sure you check our website, see what the schedule looks like as well. I'm going to go grab some lunch and I'll see you back here in a few hours. Take care.